Okay. This is I can't wait for it. Today we're going to be coming over TME by request. And so I heard there's a lot of things going on in China about dropping some, delisting some of these stocks that they have off the New York Stock Exchange. Um, Not really sure what's going on there, but let's see what we see on the charts here. I can go ahead and get rid of this. This is from, if you're looking at a weekly chart, it's basically Um, it's only hit one, which is the buyer's climax. It has not gone down for two. Let me turn this music down. It hasn't come down to two yet, so that's still. It needs to come down in order to do that, which means it could drop further than it is if it was to continue following that path down. If it's following the daily chart, then on a daily chart, it's already hit. So you got one, two, so your buyer climax, your distribution into your major sign of weakness, into your up thrust after distribution, which is your 3-4 here, which goes down into your spring, which is your final dip into liquidity. That they absorbed the float here, but they were unable after the three bounces. Were not able to get everybody to rally behind it. So retail couldn't rally behind this to keep it going up. So it ended up fizzling out about right here where this trend line is. So then it ended up dropping down again and came down in this area. And so I'm going to blow this part up right here so you can get a better look at it. But this is where support or resistance, this trend line coming down at an angle, gets turned into support. And so here's your resistance. It's butting up against it all the way down, gets down to this area, and then flips, goes to the other side and uses it as support, bounces off of it, and takes off. And so that is the first thing that you want to look for in a downtrend to see if whether or not the stock is going to take off. Like when is it done going down? And so it can still go down from here if they can't control the float. But usually when this happens, this means that they've got control of the float. It's it's already put a foot down and stayed above it. Went up, came down again, put another foot down, and so it should go up again and break this high of this stock right here, or this consolidation box. Put another, find support on top of that box, and then go along from there. So I did my little trick where I took this time I took the lows, the lower lows. I took the candles making the lower lows only, and measured those out, and then got the distance from here down to here, and that makes it the lowest low. Like this is going to be the bottom of this trend down. So I feel confident that it's going to keep moving up from here because it just bottoms out right here unless it prints another low candle. Um, but I mean, it's already broke this and made support here, so really that ends it right there. So this kind of puts it into that drop right there, unless it just can't get support and then it drops from there. Now this is going into reaccumulation also. So you've got distribution, what looks like a distribution up here, and then it drops and then goes into reaccumulation. And so it could start curving around like this and following this orange path going up, which is what I think is the more likely path. And then if you look here, this is the angle after your downtrend is broken. Then you start looking for the angle of the candlesticks going up at an angle like this, reaching to make those higher highs, and usually about a 45-degree angle. And so there's that angle right there going up, and so that kind of coincides with this movement right here. If it does decide to go up, it'll reach back up and hit this angle of this line. If it does decide to do one of these bigger movements with the longer candlesticks, just popping up and going along. And as it prints more candles, we'll be able to take those highs and put them together to see how high this is going to go. But right now, this is for what I have on here on the screen. This is all I have is this high right here. It goes to this, to 1623 from where it's at 1541, which is not much. But so it just needs to print more candles for me to get a better gauge on what it's really going to do. over time. So if you just remind me, I could definitely take a look at it and see whether or not it's going to go, like if it's printed any more candles. And it's a daily chart, so it's going to take a couple days to print some candles to be worth looking at. So again, that's the uptrend angle. That's the down right there. It's saying that this is the bottom here. This is the resistance turned into support. It's already did the spring. This is the spring right here, the final dip into liquidity. So it should be going up for a new high. Now it did come down pretty far. So um, as a new high, it's going to be going for a new high past this, 1969 area. And if you look at the dotted white line here, this is the weekly past trend line. It kind of moves sideways here, dips down, and then goes up again. Um, and it shows it stagnating out and then going up over here. I don't think it's really going to take that long for it to get up there, but you never know. It's showing a downward path until it gets to the end over here. And if I shorten this up, you can see that it goes up pretty high right there. So where do I see it going? I mean, I don't know. You know, 1817 short term might drop down to 1716, or I mean, maybe even lower. Might retest this box right here, 1619. But in the teens until it gets past this area. Once it breaks free of all this mess, I mean, if it does it right here, then and then you're probably looking at in the 20s. Once it gets past this, this dotted line right here, it's probably going to keep going up. So it might do one of those, big pops. They go long, and then I mean, you're looking. Oops, get rid of that. Probably as high as $29.99, $30, 33.33, 25.90 first level of support. So that's probably where your first couple of hits should be looking to get if it does decide to go up that high. That'd be where I'd be looking at, is trying to cash out probably right here at the 25.90. I did put a box here for the last. I measured the distance from the last move like this to the next move, and the angle, and so it ended up being this one. Like here's what it projects to be over here. So this could be where the next movement like this is going to be. So whatever this does, it's most likely going to repeat it here as well, and going up. So if it does make it over here and it starts doing this exact same move here, just look for it to be doing the exact same thing it did when it came out of here, right here. So that's it. That's everything I've got. It's kind of late. I'm sorry, I'm a little low on energy, but I can't wait for it. And give me a comments in below and just let me know if you got any questions or if you may take a look at any of the tickers. And thanks again.